Hello, everyone. This is Melissa Vasquez with MPA 580. In this week's presentation, I'm going to be talking about the professional and religious code of ethics. So the one I picked for professional, it's actually the Public Health Code of Ethics. Now, this is a very extensive manual, I would say, where it talks about the principles of public health. It even talks about how to implement it in different areas of public health. But this is what it came down to. So their vision is that it wants to promote health in one generation, and by doing so, it talks about professionalism and honesty. Uh, the main focus in their code of ethics, it's building policies are based around reputable scientific evidence. And in the transparency and honesty, it talks about gaining the public trust to ensure that public health policies are using or depending on the highest ethical, scientific, and professional standards, as I mentioned earlier. Health and safety, making sure that health it it's not harmed by things that might other external factors, so minimizing or preventing it. Health justice and equity, it's about making sure that no matter where you are in the economic scale or region or wherever it might be, that health is equal for everyone. Interdependence and solidarity, this one's an interesting one because it talks about relationships between humans, between the environment, between plants, between animals, and making sure that good health doesn't come at the cost of other entities. Human rights and civil liberties, sustaining social and cultural conditions, inclusiveness and engagement, making sure that the individuals affected by public decision-making process are included in the processes of these. And that, again, going back to transparency and honesty, making sure that public health practitioners are accountable. Um, Now, I actually picked the Seventh Day Adventist to review their code of ethics. And I actually have two columns here. And the reason why I did that is because one is for the employee and of the organization, and the other is for as an employer. And but it comes down, it's still the same, for the most part, the same principles: being accountable to leaders if you're an employer, if you're the organization, making sure that you carry out laws that are consistent with God's law, not that they're contradictory. You don't want to be anything, because that's their main focus. Like public health code, it's science. Over here, it's making sure that everything is consistent with God's law. Encouraging better quality of life, safety, happiness, equal opportunity when it comes to employees, preventing discrimination, uh, human rights. This one I kind of pair it all together here because it's more about the values of people in general, making sure that you're reflecting God's character, treating each other with respect, respecting each other's individuality, and lastly is promoting advancement, being inclusive the uh, with the social circles that you're in. And I put this in a table because that's the way that's easiest for me to be able to compare and contrast the differences between the code of ethics. And as I found, it is it shares a lot of the framework. It's almost like a foundation of things. The only one that I didn't really see here was the interdependence and solidarity. So that was the one where what are the relationships between the environment, between the people. I actually didn't see anything that was similar in concept. But overall, you see that you have a lot of the same foundation, same foundational framework. Now, going to the applicable theory, we this was actually a surprise to me because I was expecting to see more of the natural law, but no, I'm seeing a lot of a contractarianism where people are coming together to fulfill, participating willingly. But once you're in there, making sure that you meet your obligations as an individual, so that everyone can meet these obligations, so everyone can be better off. And that was with transparency and honesty, making sure that we're accountable to our leaders, health and safety, making sure that we're promoting safety because everyone wants to be safe. No one wants to take less, making sure everyone is happy. Now, I found that mostly every single principle here was mostly contractarianism. It's a contract between people. But I also see little things of other theories, such as utilitarianism. Utilitarianism focuses on the end result, the happiness, making sure that you have the most happiness for the most minimal, I guess you can say, whatever actions you're taking. So getting the most benefit out of an action. We also saw, I actually feel like there was parts of the categorical imperative which it it has this like moral absolute values. And moral is moral no matter what, and it's going to be for everyone. And that's when you see when it's equal opportunity, preventing discrimination, and respecting people's values. So that's pretty much what I found from Public Health Code and the Seventh Day Adventist. These are my references. And if you have any questions, any comments, please let me know. Thank you and have a great evening.